Hi everyone, my name is Akash and welcome to PYSPARK Learning Hub. In this video, we will be solving an PYSPARK problem. All the problem I will be discussing are sourced from various platforms like LeetCode, HackerRank, Pad, or they are from real interview scenarios. I will be demonstrating my approach or my way of solving PySpark problem. Any PySpark problem solving process typically involves few important steps. Step 1, understanding and discussing the problem statement. Step 2, identifying the input data and expected output. Step 3, writing the PySpark code to solve the problem. Alright, let's see today's problem statement. So what we have the problem statement is rising temperature. So we have to write a solution to find all dates ID with higher temperature compared to its previous day, that is yesterday. Return the result table in any order. That means we have a data frame, we have to find a solution to find all the dates ID. Okay, we have to find dates ID with the temperature compared to its previous state. Okay, so temperature should be higher than previous state. Let's take an example that if if today's temperature is greater than yesterday's temperature, then we have to print that particular date id we have to print. Okay, let's discuss more on the problem statement. When we see the expected input and expected output, we will get to know this problem statement, but it is simple that we have to write a PySpark code to print the date IDs with a higher temperature compared to its previous state. Okay, it is a simple problem. What we have, the difficulty level of this problem is easy. It's very simple, and I will be sharing the schema and data with you so that you can do hands-on, and you won't waste time your time in writing the schema and the data. Okay, so let's see the step 2. So if you see for step 2, what we have here is an input data frame. Let's call it as a weather data frame, where we have one ID, record date, and temperature. What we have to do, what problem statement it is saying is print the IDs. So in expected output, you are seeing IDs. Which ID you have to print is those IDs where the temperature is greater than yesterday's temperature. Okay, let's see. Okay, for ID1, we don't have any previous temperature, so it won't be able to print it. You won't get that into output, right? So 25, is 25 greater than 10? Yes, that's why we have 2 as a ID in the output. Let's see the third date temperature. It is 20. Is 20 greater than 25? No. So that's why TID is not present in output. Now, is 30 greater than 20? Yes, it is. So that's why we have 4 as a ID in the output. So I hope you understood the problem statement. What we have to print is print those ID where that particular day temperature is greater than yesterday's temperature, right? That's it. This is simple problem. We have understood the problem statement. We have seen the input data also. We know how the output is coming. Now let's go to the Jupyter notebook and let's try to solve it. Before starting step 3, I want you all to pause this video and try to solve it. If you did not get the solution also, it is fine, but it is important to give a try. Remember, practice is the only way to learn PySpark, right? So it is important to do a hands-on. So just stop the video and do a hands-on. If you did not get, just come back and watch this video and you can see what is my approach. And if you have some other approach than mine, do comment your solution in the comment sections, right? So let's go to Jupyter Notebook. I've already created the PySpark session, and also I have copied the schema and data. Okay, let's first see what all how do we create Spark session. Okay, I have in every video I have explained what this Spark session is how do we create the Spark session using the builder function. We use some configuration such as what should be the port, what should be the warehouse directory, and we enable the Hive support so that if there is any Spark.sql we want to use or we want to create a temporary view or table, we will be able to do with the help of enable Hive support. We are using master as a app and we are creating a Spark session. So this is pretty simple. uh, I will repeat some more times in few of my video. After that, it will be a lot of repetition, right? So I don't want to bore you guys. So in few videos, I will try to explain so that it is very important why do you create Spark session? So you have to have an answer for this thing. Okay. So you have created a schema with the help of StructType, and you have three field. Okay, one is integer, record date, and temperature. And next is it is the data type is integer, string, and integer. Okay, and you have sample date. Now let's try to create weather df. Okay, how do you create df is also very clear. In previous video I have explained. So what do you do? Spark dot create data frame you write, and in argument you give weather data, correct, and you give schema, correct. Okay, weather data and weather schema. Let's see how does the input data frame is looking like. Dot show function you use to print the print the data frame, and if you want to see the schema you use print schema function. Okay, I want to show one more thing in show function. If you give the integer, okay, just one, it will print only one row. If you give two, it will print only uh, two rows. Okay, I want to just give a try on this also. So this is how you give. If you don't give, by default on the screen it will show I think 20. But yeah, if you want higher also, you can give higher number also. Okay. So this is one more important point to keep a note. So yeah, we have created our data frame. Okay, this is how it is looking. Now let's build the logic to try this particular, to solve this particular problem. Now what you want to do is you want to create a column here, okay, where you will store all the previous day's temperature. Okay. So just to give an example, if this is your temperature, okay, TMP, you want to create a one more column where it should be previous day temperature. Okay. And for 10, what you will have null as a previous day temperature because you don't have any value. For 25, you will have 20. For 20, you will have 30. So you have to write a logic so that in the new column you will have the previous day column. Okay, once you have the previous day column you will compare whether the current day's temperature is greater than previous day temperature or not. If yes, you will print that id, else you won't do it. Okay, this is the logic. This is one more hint. Okay, I've given you before I solve it. If you want, you can stop here also and you can give it a try. Okay, else you can come and see the logic what I have written. Okay, so let's try to solve it. How do you bring previous day's temperature? Okay. For that, I've already told you we have to create a new column. Okay. To create a new column, what you do is you use with column function. Okay. With column function you will use. Okay. And what should be the column name? Let's give it as previous day temperature. Okay. Now what you have to do here is you have to use a Windows function. Okay. With the help of lag Windows function, you will be able to get the previous day temperature. Okay. So let's try to import that particular lag function from PySpark dot SQL PySpark dot SQL dot functions import. You will import lag. Okay, and you will import from PySpark dot SQL dot Windows. You will import Windows function. Okay, you have Windows function. Okay, now what you want to use is you want to use the lag function. You want to apply lag on temperature. You want previous day temperature, right? So you are using weather dot temperature. Okay, weather df dot temperature you are getting. Okay. Now what you have to use is over function, and you have to use windows dot if we want to order it also. Okay. You want to order it by order by. Okay. Order by window dot order by. What you will use, you will order it by id. We don't want to change the order, right? So if you see, the id dates are in increment, right? So we can just do a order by this thing, and let's see whether we are able to get the expected output or not. Okay. So there you go. If you see, on 25th, the previous day temperature is 10, right? So that's why we are previous day temperature. On 20th, the next day is 25. On 30th, the next day is this thing. Okay. I want to explain some more on the lag function. Lag function will take two argument. Okay. First is what column you want to apply the lag function. The second is what is the step. Okay, for by default it is 1. If I give two step, on 10 and 25 you will have null null, and for 25 you will have 30 as a output. Okay, let's see that. For 20, if you see, sorry, it is lag function, right? So on 20th you will have 10. Okay, on 30th you have 2. That is two step behind in short. Okay, what is the 2 day behind temperature for 30? It is 25, right? So that's all. In our case, we want to compare it with 1. So by default, it is 1. So that is one thing which I wanted to highlight. Okay, now we have got previous day temperature and current day temperature. Now it is very simple. You can compare this both and print those IDs which are whose temperature is greater than previous day temperature. Okay, it is very simple. What I will do is I will try to save this into result df. Okay, let's try to print the result df dot show function. Okay, now result df, what I will use is result df dot filter. Either you can use where or filter, both are same. uh, so column this with should be greater than uh, column previous temperature. Okay, dot show. Let's see what all id we are getting or not. See, we have 2 and 4 as id. So in output we don't want these columns, we want only id. So for that, which function do we use? Yes, that is correct. We use select statement and just extract the column id. Okay, you use column function and you give id. Okay, dot show. Let's see. There we go. So let's save this result into a particular df. Final df is equal to, and let's try to print the final df. Okay, not sure. So there you go. We have got the expected output, that is 2 and 4. 2 and 4. So with the help of this problem, what we got to know, how to use the Windows function, how do we use the lag function, how do we use the order by, and the filter also. Okay, so a lot of learning we have done with the help of this particular problem. This was a great problem, though it is easy, but we have used the advanced Windows function, which is quite asked in interviews these days. So this is how we need to solve any PySpark problem. Remember the steps which I have explained in this video. Try to apply the same approach to solve any PySpark problem. Remember, practice is the only way to learn PySpark. Tell us how you have solved this problem in the comment section. Don't forget to like and share this video to help others on their PySpark journey. The more you practice, the better you become. So keep practicing and keep learning. Thank you.